we do this as a way, it's a practice. We are learning how to, you know, all the ins and outs and different ways we can preserve meat. Good morning, beautiful people. It's a little bit warm, a little bit late in the season to be smoking bacon. I prefer to do all my bacon smoking while the weather's cold, but as it would happen, I had some, it was the last pigs we put in the freezer. I put the bacon under cure and then forgot about it. We use the equilibrium method for curing our bacon. So once it's, you know, got its measured amount of cure, it can sit in the vacuum bag for under refrigeration for as much time as you need. We've actually left some under cure for like 6-8 months, something like that. And because it's a measured amount of salt, it's never going to get too salty. It's under vacuum in the fridge. It's not going to dry out. It's kind of awesome. This is why we use this method. So with that, it's easy to forget about it, which I did. So I have some bacon and other cured meats. That's kind of what today's video is going to be. It was actually supposed to rain all day, and it's blown over, and now it's a beautiful sunny day. But it's only supposed to be in the 70s today. A little warm for cold smoking bacon, but I think I can get it done. I probably won't get a 16-hour smoke on this bacon, but I can still get at least like an 8-hour smoke, which is fine. And then that's it on the bacon until this coming fall. I don't think we're going to be able to stretch our bacon until freezer camp dates arrive, but it'll be nice to have all the bacon smoked before it gets hot, real hot for summer. So I'm going to let this fire kind of build up and then die down a little bit, and then I'm going to put some bacon on. I've got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slabs of bacon. Look at that one. That's mostly fat. That was a guinea hog. Guinea hogs have a lot of fat on their back. That's what that is. That's back bacon. Tapers down to almost nothing. But bacon is bacon. So I'll get all that on the smoker and just babysit it the rest of the afternoon. In the meantime, there are some food preservation things that we are going to take care of today. Hi. Oh, knocked you over. Hi. She's like, why are you sticking the camera in my face? First order of business in here is we are actually going to finish last night's meal prep.
Yeah.
So last night, Meg made pot stickers, or dumplings. She made pork dumplings, and we ran out of wonton wrappers. We had some in the freezer, but they weren't going to be defrosted. Anyways, we had enough for dinner and about half the meat that she had seasoned up and prepared. We just weren't able to make the extra that we usually like to make and stick in the freezer. So wontons are now unfrozen. We're gonna use the rest of the meat that she had prepped. We're gonna get all those made and in the freezer, and then we're gonna get on to our cured meats. What I'm gonna be doing today is we have all of our cappicolas and lonzas and all of that kind of stuff, our cured meats that we love to enjoy. We like to slice them up real thin and put them on pizza. Like that's a really great way. It makes the most amazing pizza we've ever had. So we need to get them drying so we can enjoy them. So it's probably going to be another 3 months before we can enjoy them from this point. We're going to start knocking stuff out. Yeah, slow food. If you want to do it yourself and you want to control what goes in it, it takes time. Good food is not fast, and fast food is not good.
That's right. That's right.
Talk about it, lady.
This is ground pork that has a lot of ginger and it was a whole head of garlic and some parsley and some green chives, not green, it's chives.
Everything but the ginger was ours, wasn't it? Well, not the garlic. We ran out of garlic.
We did run out, so store-bought garlic. And then there's a little bit of fish sauce in there and salt and pepper. So mixed it all together. It'll actually be better now because it's sat overnight.
It smells so much better than last night. Like,
it smelled good last night.
It was really good last night.
Yeah. So and then we just mix them, and just lay out our little wonton wrappers that I get from the grocery store, and lay them all out, and then we have a little party and wrap
It goes pretty quick if
Yeah.
you have a lot of hands in here.
Yeah.
Don't judge my wonton folding wrapping skills.
Yeah, we're definitely not pros.
A lot of times there's too much meat or not enough meat, and so what technique works for wrapping one wonton might not work on the next one. It's all good, they'll all eat. Start in the middle, work out.
And now?
I'll start here. And there's the last couple. Don't judge them. They'll still eat.
They will eat.
We probably have, I don't know, 60.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What's the final count? How we do?
91.
91.
It was 11 this way times 8. That's 88. 89, 90, 91.
All right, cool.
Into the freezer. And then once these are frozen, we'll bag them, and they'll be ready for future meals.
Future meal.
Future meal. Single.
Yeah, single meal. That's one meal. Now that that is done, looks like my fire has kind of died down a little bit. I'm gonna check this. Right now we're up around hot smoking temperatures. I don't want that, but once I damp down this fire, really choke it down, it slows down, it cools down, and it's a lot better for cold smoking. It's gonna be a beautiful day today. It rained like off and on all day yesterday. It was raining this morning. It's North Carolina for you. If you don't like the weather, wait a few hours. Chances are this last batch of bacon for the season is probably going to have to be hot smoked just because of how warm it is outside. Not a big deal. We just prefer our bacon cold smoked. I feel like it has a way smokier, like richer flavor. But hot smoked bacon is not bad either. You can see we're getting good smoke now. I'm gonna throw all this bacon in there, and hopefully it all fits, because usually I can only fit 6 slabs. All right. So we actually made some pancetta too. This one, for some reason, we didn't label, but I can see there's rosemary on it. So this will just, we'll start the drying process on the pancetta. It's not very thick pancetta, but hey, that's what happens when you have smaller pigs for the season. Here you go. That's very fatty bacon. This was all guinea hog bacon, but there's still some meat on there. I'm gonna close this door up, and we are gonna let this smoke until the end of the day. I'm going to monitor this temperature pretty close. If I can hold it around 100 degrees, I'll be happy with that. If I can't, if it's like 110, something like that, technically you're supposed to hold it under 90 for it to be cold smoke. If I can't get it cooled down, I'll just up the heat. All I have to do is just open the damper, and that heat will climb on up. I'll just cook it at like 250. I could go higher and it would be a faster smoke, but we'll just go until it's, I think it's 150 internal temperature on the bacon, and then it's done. I got everything out of the fridge that we need to deal with. There's a lot of stuff here. This is our winter's worth of cured meats, minus the bacon. There's a lot here. We'll just start over here. These are cappicolas. This is the sweet section. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sweet.
Sweet, not necessarily meaning that they're sugar, it's just that they're not spicy.
They're not spicy.
Yeah.
That is Canadian bacon. That will get smoked, and then we'll run it on the slicer. We have 2 lunces. We have a sweet and a hot lunsa,
yes,
which is just a loin. It's just a cured loin. And then these are hot copas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hot copas.
And 4 sweet copas.
And 4 sweet copas.
2 lunces and the pancetta.
Enough talking. We are gonna clear this off and start wrapping. We actually got some netting. It's like a tube, and you just slip it over and tie it. Tying up copas takes so long, especially when you've got this many.
Yes, it does.
So we're gonna try the net method. We are not gonna hang these in the kitchen this year. We are actually going to put them all in the refrigerator. It will slow down the drying process, but we're tired of greasy meat in our kitchen dripping on the floor.
Yes.
Like
it's very novel and like
it looks cool,
old world, but it's kind of annoying at the same time.
Yeah. All right, so big change of plans.
I mean, not entirely.
We can still do part of it. We usually use collagen sheets to wrap
our big ones.
The big ones, the big copas or whatever. We cannot find them.
I guess we used them all.
Yeah.
They're not in their spot.
Usually we have like a box or a bag of them. They're just these big sheets. Usually only takes like half of a sheet to do a copa or whatever you're wrapping. Can't find them.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be in the pantry. We've torn apart the pantry. We've torn apart the laundry area. That's like overflow for kitchen stuff. I've been down in the barn looking. We can't find them. Jack was down there and he's like, I thought you guys used the last of them the last time we wrapped copas.
We probably did.
Probably did. And it was probably, we'll order some more later.
Yes.
And forgot to order some.
It. So what we started out using originally before we moved to collagen sheets and what we still use is beef bung. This is what we'll be using today. So this is part of the intestinal tract of the cow. So it's a really large thing. This one is actually a tube because this is part of another one that I cut off. But usually it's like a tube sock.
Yeah, it's like a sock.
One end, is this the closed end? I think it's the closed end. So one end is actually closed. And so, you know, you kind of roll it down like you would a sock, like you're putting on a sock. Yeah. And shove the meat in there and then pull it up and wrap it around you. And then the top part, you just cut off enough to where you can wrap over or fold over, I guess. And then you would tie it, or in our case today, we're going to use our stretchy netting. So we do have some of this. I have the cutoffs from previous ones.
We can just tie both ends.
Should be enough to get at least some of these. And then I've got the large bung, which will probably do 2 depending on the size. And then I actually have a bladder from when Doug and Andy, the hand hewn guys, were here. They saved this for us. They washed it out. We rinse it and then dry it.
This is a very, very traditional thing for wrapping
lots of other things.
Cured meats.
So the bladder is available as well, which we could do this tiny one. So we'll be able to do some of these. We just won't be able to do all of them. And we won't be able to do like really large ones like this one. So I've ordered some more collagen sheeting. That'll be here when it gets here. And we'll continue that later. But we can do at least a couple of these. And then the pancetta is not going to be wrapped at all. It's going
I think we're just we've got some bacon hanging spikes, hooks. We're just going to dry cure the pancetta in the refrigerator.
In the fridge, yes.
So we'll just stab them on the hooks and hang them in the fridge.
Yeah, they should be fine. Traditionally, I'm just going to talk about this for a minute. Traditionally, you roll your pancetta very tightly and make a log, and then you dry age it. We are not going to do that because we don't use pink curing salt, which has nitrites in it, right?
Yeah.
And then they turn to nitrates later. There is a potential for botulism if we were going to roll this and cure it that way.
By not using the nitrates.
By not using the nitrates. Because botulism likes a moist, warm, anaerobic, which means oxygen-free environment. And so you get that anaerobic by rolling it very tightly. We know that we can get still a tasty product by not rolling it, and for us it's not worth the possible risk of botulism by rolling it when we can just get the same tasty product by keeping it flat. So we're doing flatchetta today.
We have a couple like recipe books that actually call for doing your pancetta flat.
Right.
I forget what the Italian term is for a flat pancetta, but
I'm calling it flatchetta.
Flatchetta. So. Okay. There's some Italian person throwing something
I know.
right now.
I'm sorry to all the Italians. So, anyways, that's gonna be super easy. We'll just unpackage these, stab them on the steak, the forks, and put them in the fridge, and that'll be easy, and they'll still be delicious. So. All right, you ready to get started?
Yep, let me wash my hands and we'll start wrapping.
All right. It's nice as they actually stretch quite a bit. Oops, way more than you think they would. It's like a slug, but...
That's appetizing lingo right there, lady. That's like
that's
perfect
perfect
size.
Look at that. That's great.
Tie off the ends, get it nice and tight.
Yep.
Get it round, and then we're ready.
Yeah, as long as you can...
We can tie these with string, right?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Alright, we have this handy dandy roll of, I think it's nylon, stretchy netting material. So we have opted to go for this rather than using the string to wrap and tie these like we usually do, just for time's sake, because like Ben said, we have like 5 million copas to deal with.
I think it's like 17 different
It's a lot cuts
pieces
of meat,
that are getting cured right now.
So we were like, that would be so much faster if we could just do this. So this is what we're opting to use this year. Hopefully, I think this will be big enough because it stretches out to like 4 or 5 inches. So we're just gonna like shimmy these things in here like a pair of pantyhose and call it good. You've never had to deal with that, have you?
No, can't say that I have.
Let's see. I guess we'll just do a
Pick
large.
a certain amount. And
Yeah, give myself extra. Okay. Just like a pair of pantyhose, ladies. It's been a long time since I've
does
had to
anybody even wear? Does that exist in our society
I don't
anymore?
know. I just remember having to wear them when I was a kid. You know, tights.
Go to church.
Go to church. I have to wear the tights to go to church. Okay. And just like tights and pantyhose, it's just as awkward.
Oh, it's like elastic.
Yeah, it is. So it's like stretchy. Okay. Well, that didn't work very well. It did. Oh no. Oh, see, my end busted. Dang it.
Bummer.
Okay, hold on. I gotta redo that. Yours looks beautiful. Good job. This is terrible.
Do you need help?
I've ruined it.
You ruined
I
that
don't think
bun?
I can even use this.
Wow.
Okay. We're gonna set that aside.
Well, then we'll just use this one for the thumbnail.
There you go. That's beautiful.
It's not as tight as if we were tying it, because that's really what you want. And we're going to
Yeah.
pop all these bubbles with the sausage pricker.
Right.
And I'm going to put the tag on it. And then this will get hung up in the refrigerator. And we'll just wait till it's dry.
Yeah.
Alright, so this one is ready.
Look at it. It's beautiful.
This one is ready to go into the fridge to dry. And once this has lost 40% of its weight,
30 to 40.
30 to 40,
Yeah.
it will be ready to slice and eat, and it will be delectable. You got it?
Got it. Alright, I need some string. Can I have some string? Thank you.
Ooh, it smells good. Ooh, that smells really good. That's a big one. I'm gonna have a hard time shoving that in a bone.
Yeah.
No.
No, we're not eating these.
That was
Right now.
straight more.
It was.
I like the shape this stuff gives them.
Yeah.
And what's nice is it's elastic. It'll shrink with the meat.
Yes, that is nice. The problem we've had with tying it ourselves is the string just stays the same. So you wind up having this really loose net over your meat, and it looks kind of funny.
Good job. That one didn't fight you as bad.
Didn't.
That would have taken us like 4 hours to
Yes,
tie all these.
It would have. This is fantastic. Way better.
What's it called? Trussing?
Yeah.
Trussing these meat logs
Meat logs.
takes forever.
All right.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
Awesome.
This is actually about a half a copa. I didn't want to give up on, and it got kind of hacked. There's a big slash wound in about half of it, so I just cut it in half. And we seasoned it anyways, so it'll just be a tiny one. This will probably be cured in like a month,
Yeah,
2 months.
probably.
So we're gonna stuff this in a bladder. I'm excited to see how it works. Cut towards your buddy, not your body. There you go. And if it tears, we'll figure out something else.
I mean, I still have this little piece that I tore that might maybe stretch across there.
You could always ball up that piece of meat.
Oh, yeah, it'll probably fit in here. There's so many people that are eked out right now.
Oh, I guarantee it. You're using a bladder, blah. It's like, there's a lot of cured meats that are stuffed inside of things that
I mean,
you'd
probably
be
not
horrified
so much
about.
anymore, but...
Yeah, well, if you go over to Europe, you can probably
Yeah.
find stuff that's traditionally done like this.
Okay, I think we can actually get it tied without worrying about the slip.
What a nice
Isn't that
little
cute?
meatball.
That's
That's going to dry down to the size of a golf ball.
Yes, it is. It's going to be so tiny.
Like all of these, when these are dry, I guarantee it. Like this one right here will probably be that big around. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like as
Yeah.
big around as maybe a baseball bat. maybe smaller.
Yeah, they dry quite tiny. I mean, figure they're losing 30 to,
Oh, you got a piece of string.
They're losing 30 to 40% of their weight. It's about 30 to 40% of their mass as well. Alrighty.
Okay.
There we go.
Work so hard to keep that bladder in one piece with no holes.
Right?
Stuff meat in it and then poke it full of holes.
Yep. Okay, we need to weigh these and get their weights so we know what they're losing.
So you weigh them, write what they were and the date.
Yep.
And then that's our target weight. So, what'd you write down? A 30%?
Yeah, 30%.
So we will check.
We'll check these in about a month since they're so small.
Especially that one.
That one. So you're just stringing it up through the grate and then putting it on that stick.
Yep. Nothing crazy. Think I need to go all the way through?
If it's gonna hold it, I think it's fine.
I think it'll be fine. Okay.
Cool.
We're ready to go.
That's exciting.
Giving it the old salt and vinegar bath.
Yep. Good scrub and cleanse.
All right. Even though I didn't get to put up all of our cured meats to start drying today, it'll take a couple days, a week, something like that, to get our collagen sheets, and then we'll just continue.
Yep.
We could buy more bungs too. We could. The bungs are really easy because it's just like dropping your meat in a sock, and then the netting. That's the way to go.
Oh man.
That is so much faster than tying. I do want to take an opportunity to talk about why we do this.
Yes.
We do this because this is a way to make sure we have a little food security around here. It may not look like much food in the grand scheme of things, especially not considering we are feeding 8 people.
Right.
But what we are doing is we are learning how to do this in a way that we don't need refrigeration. We don't need electricity. If we really had to, we would rely on either earth stable temperatures, because you can do this if you have a deep enough root cellar that stays temperature stable, no flies, stuff like that. And we would be doing this in the dead of winter. Usually our first frost is the middle of October, and it gets progressively colder until about halfway through December. So as we've been here 5-6 years, something like that. Every year we've played around with when to butcher and when to work with the seasons. October is not the time to be putting animals in the freezer if you need to hang the animal outside. We live in the South. We're in North Carolina. We don't have super long winters around here. Really about 3 months, it's ideal. The month of January is usually always ideal.
Yes.
So what we've found is pretty much it's go time if we need to hang an animal outside. There's no bugs. Hang it high enough, predators aren't going to get it. Who needs a walk-in if you do it at the right time of year? Some people are going to freak out about having your meat exposed to the air, but it's the way our forefathers did it for thousands of years. What are you doing? Are you coming to get me?
No.
We do this as a way, it's a practice. We are learning how to, all the ins and outs and different ways we can preserve meat. Honestly, good old smoked meat is a great way to preserve stuff. Eventually you'll get tired of smoked meat. Good old, down here in North Carolina, a lot of the things the locals around here have done for a long time is they make country hams. They salt box hams, things like that. Salt pork was a thing until it wasn't, until refrigeration came along. With all that said, as we dial this in, forgetting about your meat in the refrigerator for 3 months isn't very helpful. But what is kind of cool is if we get our hustle on and we time things right, we can put away a lot of meat and not have to worry about spoilage as long as we work with the seasons. So this is how we are practicing and learning food security, and it is a delicious way to learn and practice.
All right, well, Ben was filming that last little bit. The mail actually came, and I have a package from Farmhouse Teas. So I've been buying from Sienna at Farmhouse Teas since before we moved out of California. It's been a long time. And she was a small business like me because I was doing my soap at the time. And she is the sweetest person ever. Like literally the sweetest person I've ever known. and her teas are fantastic. So I'm a big tea drinker. Ben is coffee and the boys do coffee, but I really love tea, particularly like black tea and green tea. And she also has I don't have any in this today, but she has a not coffee mix, which is like dandelion and chicory and like other flavorings, and it is so similar to coffee. I don't drink coffee anymore because my body just can't handle very much caffeine. I can do black tea, but for some reason coffee and I don't get along very well. But I still wanted like that coffee flavor, like, you know, that dark, and for me it's like creamy and sugary thing. And her not coffee mixes are so good. They're not exactly coffee, I'll be honest, but they are so close that it totally hits that spot, and very, very tasty. So anyways, I've been buying from her for a very long time. And she has these new kits. You don't know about this, but I think you're gonna get a kick out of this. She has these new kits for like a soda, but it's an herbal based soda. Oh, she's giving me other stuff too. Root beer syrup mix and a cola syrup mix. So we will brew these, we'll steep them like tea, and then add sugar, and then you use this mix. You take a little bit of the syrup and you mix it with carbonated water, and you can have like a root beer, or yeah, Corbin's over there raising his eyebrows like, oh hey, that sounds good. So I'm super, super excited about these. We're gonna try these. She also sent me some pickling spices, southern sweet tea. This is actually really good hot as well, but we'll mix this up for just sweet tea. A good old cold iced sweet tea, and some farmer's market strawberry tea. This one's really good too. This is also good hot or cold. So I am very, very excited for these syrup mixes. If you guys want some of these or anything else, not only does she do tea, but she does like pickling spices and herbal kits. She's got an elderberry herbal kit and quite a few other things. And I think she does just bulk herbs as well if you need. So that you taking that one. So if you guys are interested, you can go to farmhouseteas.com, use the code HOLLAR10, that'll get you 10% off. And she's got a whole bunch of stuff, and they're just really, really good, and they're a small family-owned business. It's her and her husband and her kids that do all of it. They are fantastic. Go show them some love.
All right, so given the ambient temperature, oh, it actually dropped. I'd had it up around 200. It's down to 150, which is fine. I need to get a thermometer in these. We can look at them. They've only been on like a couple hours. Yeah, they're looking all right. Those Canadian bacons are gonna be delicious. Won't be the smokiest bacon I've ever made, but that's all right.
It'll still be delicious.
It'll still be delicious.
Bacon is bacon.
One last thing. We are actually wrapping this video up early because we have somewhere to go.
Yeah, we're gonna be social.
We're gonna be social. So we have things to do and people to see.
Yes, yes.
I gotta change arms.
Okay.
It just feels better if I hold the camera with this arm.
Okay. All right.
Plus it makes me look that much taller.
It's because I'm on a hill.
You're on a hill. Before we go, we wanted to do one last shameless plug of our event that's coming up that we are...
Well, it's not our event.
Not our event. The event that I'm speaking at,
right.
Some friends are putting it on. It's called the Start Somewhere Homestead Conference.
Yeah.
It's May 24th. Mm-hmm. It's a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's in Asheboro, North Carolina. It's a smaller event, but usually smaller events are funner because you can talk to everybody.
Right.
Like, it's fun.
It'll be nice.
So we're going. Whole family's going actually.
Yes.
So we'll all be there. I'm speaking. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I believe there are only a few tickets left.
I'm not sure actually how many tickets they have left, but we're getting close. So y'all need to jump in and get them if you're gonna get them.
Yeah, if you're gonna come, it's about a month away from right now filming this. Figure out if you're going or not,
right.
Because showing up last minute is kind of hard. So with that, I think that's gonna do it for today's video.
Yep.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.